Okay, next we are going to talk about motion. Now, your motion is also very personal to you, so keep in mind that we're talking to athletes. So if you're starting a program, if you're just training one of your athletes, make sure that you take into account their personality, their athletic ability, right? Because one of the worst things that you can do is bestow a stance and motion upon someone that really doesn't fit, right? So there's no way we could take a Tom Brands and put him in John Smith's stance. There's no way that we could take a Kyle Snyder and put him in Jordan Oliver's stance. It wouldn't work, not just because of body type, but also because of personality, right? So what I want you to do is think about your motion and what you want to accomplish, right? Let's get into a square stance here first, okay? Square, let's face it. Okay, so what you're gonna do, this is the best way to circle and approach, okay? So let's circle first. So he's gonna go right, left, okay? The feet never go closer than hip width and never go further than shoulder width. So that leaves us with short, choppy little steps like this. You can slide the head back to me, good, and come back, that's perfect. Now, what you hear a lot of coaches say is never cross your feet, never cross your feet. And that is a good rule of thumb. Truth be told, rules are very much made to be broken. So as you get more success in the sport, you're gonna see guys that kind of take their time and cross their feet up a little bit. But yeah, for the most part, you don't want your guys crossing their feet, particularly in this squared stance. So if he crosses his feet in a square stance, that's a very easy target, right? It wouldn't take a whole lot to knock him over. However, if he had a hard lefty stance or righty stance, doesn't matter which, okay? Now if he crosses his feet just a little bit, he's still pretty mobile and he can still kind of defend a little bit, okay? Now, if you are, again, stay in that square stance, please, okay? If you are not the most athletic guy in the world, okay, making contact with a square stance is usually best. So if you're facing me, okay, I'm in a square stance. The way that I make contact, okay, is very, very safe and very, very calculated, right? So I'll kind of, almost like a third baseman coming in on a bunt, I'll keep my hands down until my head makes contact and his hands go on me. Now I can use my hands, okay? So I'm approaching with my hands down so that he can't attack my legs, and I'm making contact with my head first. Okay, that's our stalking or pursuing motion, right? Now, if you want to kind of retreat, understand something, that you're still in a good squared stance to retreat. So if he's coming at me, I can kind of keep my hands down and able to block with my head, okay? Your motion in a staggered stance becomes extremely important as well. Like I said, you can, theoretically, cross your feet up a little bit more in your staggered stance. Gotta give me a staggered stance, okay? His hands are still out in front of him, right? But now he has the ability to go left, right, and forward. So now the forward becomes extremely important. One of the things that you find in a square stance is I can generate a ton of power with my back leg. Right, so some of the best in the world can do this with both legs, but if you're just starting out, if you're just training brand new wrestlers, you want to explain to them that most of their power is going to come from their back leg. So when we use our motion in our stance, we have to make sure that we load up our back leg, right? So it's not just here, okay, I'm stepping so that I load my back leg, right? So I'm not stepping it back here where I don't get much push. I'm stepping it here so I can drive off of it. So keep that in mind. So get in that square stance. Let's get motion side to side. Good. Now let's switch to a staggered stance, please. Good. Let's get motion side to side and get ready to penetrate. Good. There you go. So you're seeing him level change and load his legs up, right? So it's here and here. Boom.